Hey, welcome back to another Cal Ski Team video. We're going to talk about the boys team here. First of all, I want to thank everybody who's donated money. Between the boys team and the girls team, we've done very well. We're at the point right now where we're starting to look at speed suits for next year because we're looking at phasing them in, buying some new ones for the girls first, and then some new ones for the guys the next year. So we'd have enough so the varsity team would have new, and we've got really good ones on the other ones. So that's kind of our plan at this point. I'm going to start off with Tyler Roy. This was on Monday night's race. Um, the boys won. Tyler skied well. The whole group did. You're going to see a variety of things in here, but hopefully you can see the progression that all these kids have made throughout the season. Yeah, coming into this race, our team was solidly in second place. The boys end up winning the meet and cutting the gap to about 30, right around 30 points behind Madawan. Right now we got Reed running. This is one of his two runs that helped him to win GS at this race. Our boys team have been skiing GS really well all season. Reed now is one of 5 guys that have ever won a GS race for Caledonia. That's kind of an elite group, and we're really proud of him for what he's accomplished. And we know that he's got a couple more races to come out and do it again. Here he is running slalom. He's also been skiing well in that. And that's part of the reason our team won this meet, is that everybody came out and put down 4 solid runs. And if we missed an event, one guy or another, our 5-6 flights are just as fast. And that's kind of the thing that this team's built around, is we really have a lot of fast kids. And some of our B kids really would be starting for any other team anywhere. They're that good, and we're really proud of that progress that we're making with all of our kids, and especially in what we're doing at the varsity boys at this point. Next skier up, we got Zach Roy. You can see him running GS here. You know, he's really turned it on here at the end, and he's been skiing well for us. His GS game has been pretty good all season. And if the way the team is set up, if he had a rough run, somebody else is going to pick up the points. Slalom really's come on. I haven't seen video yet from the race on the 3rd. I'm not sure if we have it that night. But if we don't have it, Zach and Reed and the whole group just killed it in our next race on Wednesday. So I'm just going through video now. And as you can see, he's skiing really well. And like I say, great conditions. Bittersweet's really done a nice job with the snow. I've been in touch with the groomers. The groomers have been pushing snow kind of where we need it. Hopefully this upcoming storm we got coming in will set us up with a really nice base. We got a couple real fun ideas in mind for the last race if we can get enough snow. All right, so we got Ben DeGood finishing up slalom. And that's kind of what we originally thought was kind of his specialty. He's always skied slalom really well for us, but his GS game is really coming on. So we're excited about everything we're seeing here. We see a lot of speed out of all of our kids. And then here we got Tyler Dean next. Now Tyler's only a sophomore, and he's been scoring for us consistently. Out of the 5th flight all season long, he picks up a point anytime we need it, and it has. He's been fast enough that it's helping our team. Here we go. You know, Claudia's on the girls' team. We got a little bit of clip of her finishing up. Here's Tyler coming back through slalom. Tyler grew, I bet you, 6 inches from last year to this year. I mentioned that earlier. Moving skis, controlling everything after the big growth spurt's a challenge. And he's really met it, and he's skiing really well for us. And we know that he's only going to get faster and faster as we go through and continue to watch him grow as an athlete and as a skier. Now we got Gavin Donnelly running course here. Gavin has always been a really good slalom skier. His GS game has picked up. He scored for us in GS a couple times this year in races when we've done well. So he's beating other guys who've had a rough race. And we're excited about the fact of how he's skiing this event. And we know that in slalom he's going to come out and be there. He's been in the top 5, I think, the last 3 races in a row in slalom. He's skiing in our number 6 flight. So that just tells you a little bit of how strong a skier he is. You can see here he's a very strong kid, very aggressive. As long as we can keep those skis attached to the snow, we're all set. Early in the season, he had a little leaning back thing, but he seemed to have fixed that. And even if he has a little bobble like that, I think he still took 5th. So we're just super excited about how Gavin's skiing, and it's going to be a great regional. Now we're going into Varsity B. So we're going to start off with Sean Rice. Now, Sean has been skiing really well in GS. The other night, he won Varsity B. He also took 2nd place overall in all skiers in GS. So Reed won it. He took 2nd. So that tells you a little bit about how fast he's skiing in GS. Now, his slalom game is coming. We're developing that. He's going to race for us at regionals in GS because he's ready for it there. Slalom, you can see here, he's skiing it well. We just got to pick up a little bit of speed. I think some of that's equipment. We've talked to Mom and Dad. Next year, we got some new skis. As he continues to grow, he's going to rip it on slalom course. And you can see here as he's finishing up one more run. Again, nice form. He's getting good angulation on the skis, taking his body through the gates. He's blocking things right. I think he busts a gate here somewhere. Maybe he did it before that on this one. If you watch, he knocks a gate and busts it right in half, which is kind of cool. You know, you don't get to see that very often just in our sport. Mason Peters, another one of our freshmen. Now, this year we've got a great sophomore class, and our freshman class has just been a phenomenal too. Mason's one of those guys who's just really skiing well. We've seen a lot of improvement from the beginning of the season till now as times have come right up. Slalom times have come right up. Usually in B and GS, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the conference for the B race. But our top 3 guys are in the top, anywhere from the top 15 to the top 20 in the conference for our B guys. So that's just giving you a little sign of how fast these guys are. It's hard to tell sometimes on films, but they're knocking down really good speeds. Here's Braden Smith, another one of our freshmen. He's also skiing very well. We're extremely happy with how he's doing. His slalom game has really come on well, and he's a nice, tall, big guy, and that just gets you a lot of momentum going down the hill. As long as you can control the speed, you know, you are in good shape. You can't coach size. You know, that's just one of those things. And in our sport, it's kind of a gravity sport, so if you're a big, strong person, now Harry missed a gate. That's the thing with the B and our new skiers, and even our varsity skiers. Sometimes they're pushing so hard they make a mistake. They got to do a little climb. We're happy about the fact that he made the climb. Earlier in the season, we had a lot of kids not making climbs, so making a climb is really important because we need to have times. Coming into a regional or a big invitational, you got to have 2 times in slalom, 2 times in GS, and sometimes that includes a climb time, but that's better than a DQ score. DQ score, you take the worst score on the course and you put 1 on it. A climb, you might not be the worst score on the course. Here's another freshman. Here's Ben. Ben is just skiing well for us too. He has been consistent. He's been running NASTAR on the weekends up north when he's there. You can see in slalom, I think he took a 5th on this run. He just really came out and is just skiing the way we want to see our kids skiing, especially as freshmen. They're aggressive, they're balanced, they're controlling their skis well, and they're not afraid of speed because you got to be able to push it in these courses. And, you know, they're going to make a mistake once in a while, but that's okay. You know, we're just trying to learn and trying to get as fast as we can. So by the time they're juniors and seniors, they're ready to be up there leading the team at the varsity. And some of these kids are going to be ready before that. So now we got a group of sophomore skiers, I think, is what I have all in a row. Maybe there's one more freshman in here. We got Mario. Mario is, if you look at his form, he's skiing it great, turning at the rise line on the gates. He's doing everything exactly how we want it. He's still getting used to the speed. That speed is something that, you know, some kids really thrive on, and other kids, are a little bit more, um, they take a little more cautious approach. But Mario has just improved a lot. If you watched him at the beginning of the season till now, if you look at the rhythm he's got going through this slalom course, you can see he's turning right. He's doing everything exactly how we want. And as he gets a little better, we'll get a little push out of his skis. Here we got Brendan Scheid. Now, Brendan, um, earlier in the season, took a pretty bad crash, and it took him a little time to get back. I think he's back into form now. He was a little stiff at a couple of our practices. Anytime you do that, sometimes your body just takes a little time to come back. And as you're going to see here, he improved a ton last year as a freshman, and we're seeing that growth right now as a sophomore. And I think he's got a bright future skiing with the Scots. All right, I was wrong. One more freshman. We got Colin Broomfield here. He's making a nice run. He's turning where he's supposed to. Skis are running the way we want him to do. His arms are in good position. Um, if you watched him ski, and some of the other coaches have commented on this too, they say, you mean that kid right there didn't ski before December, I think 19th, 20th, somewhere in there. He did a lesson before our first practice on the 21st. And I said, yeah, never skied before. Now he had snowboarded, but that's the way it goes. Now, if you notice, he missed a gate. He's going to do this wrong. That's okay. We're still learning. He really needed to go back up to the red gate, go around it, and come out around the blue in the right order. When you miss a gate in slalom, you have to pass in a feature like a hairpin or a flush. You have to go back and pass through that. So he's going to ski through a hairpin here. So you go around it, and then you got to go out to the blue gate. So last time, he made a mistake on that. It's one of the things when we have more time, we go back through with more detail. But it is what it is this year. COVID has changed so many things we do. Next skier, Maddox. Now, if you watch Maddox ski, you're going to notice something from the last video to this video. His ski position they're now parallel. We've been trying to work on this all season, but he figured it out. And if you see his skis, they're pretty much parallel the whole way, which is going to allow him to have better control, better speed. And he's now skiing out of that wedge. The wedge skiing is a real slow way to ski. Some kids need it for a little while to help themselves feel comfortable. Maddox really made great growth just between last week and this week as I'm watching these videos, and we're super proud of where he's at. He's made great improvements. His time improved a little bit, and he's just skiing better. It won't be as hard on his legs. Skiing in that wedge is just really hard to do for any period of time. Final skier I've got is Nick Kittredge. Now, Nick, you're watching here, he's skiing really well. I'm not sure why his video was last. I guess it's just the way it dropped in. But like you say, he's making his turns right. He's taking his body through the gate. He's skiing really well. Nick's made some great strides, from where he started at the beginning of his freshman year till now because he's a sophomore. And we see him just improving as we continue on. So we're really happy with him there. Hey, there I am. I'm carrying gates down after the girls' GS was done. It's always the fun. And the race is finished. Time to pick everything up. And we tend to get down to the bottom and try to watch the kids as we're strapping things together to haul it out so we can do it all again another day. Hey, I want to take a minute just to thank everybody for taking time to watch. We have one more conference race where everybody will race. That's on Wednesday the 17th. Yeah, it's the 17th. And we have regionals this Monday, which is Monday, February 8th. It's going to be a brutal snowstorm event. So you just got to have to hang tight. It'll be on live timing. It's at Cannonsburg. So we're hoping for lots of snow leading up to it and then no snow during the race because that just makes it brutal because you got to keep pushing it out. So for those of you who are going to be at the race, dress warm. We'll be glad to have some fans cheering us on. And for those of you who are at home, we'll try to have some video or at least pictures. It's going to be so cold, it'll be hard to run cameras. So we'll try to get you some way to see what's going on. It might just be some stills because when it's negative air temp, it's just hard to run cameras. So thanks again for tuning in, and we will, or I will, put something together for you after regionals. Thank you.